Metal Chuck with the 3,000 bits.
Oh.
Up. Frothy KK. Muffin of Sin. It's just going to be this for 30 minutes. And that's the stream.
Oh my gosh.
Samurai! Air horns for Blind Assassin. Oh man, we could do this all day. Woo! Mountain blocks for the 222 bits.
And to double up my numbers.
No, is Blind Assassin muted?
No, he's not muted.
All right, sorry.
Well, that's better than any other welcome that we've had yet here on Mechs on Deck. But welcome everyone. It's Wednesday. We're here. I'm Osiris. Above me is co-host Chewy, and then to my, I can't point. I don't. Sorry. The other way is Blind Assassin, our guest for tonight. How are you doing, man?
Nope, now he's muted, maybe.
Just didn't come through.
Say something.
It's still...
Yell as loud as you can. Oh, heard something. One more time.
It's like there's a gate or something, and it's just being a little bit messed up. Well, it's not the stream. It was working fine earlier. We've been talking for the last 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes. Listen, guys, we're gonna ask questions, and he's gonna write them down on a notepad.
So you can't hear me right now?
There he is.
There he is.
Just had to look at the settings, and it works.
There you go.
Okay.
Full disclosure, Discord is being rough tonight.
Yeah, it's like making our videos like 15 frames per second at times. So we look like a PowerPoint. So
the best PowerPoint you'll ever see.
Welcome to Blind Assassin's presentation interview.
Oh, God. About to ruin my keyboard. Okay. Sponsors. So we got some cool sponsors. Switchmod.net. You can go to switchmod.net/mechsondeck for 4% off. That's 4% off your lube and spring and keycaps, little keister keycaps and stickers. All that good stuff. Make sure we're riding high on the 205 grade 0 lube, so get you some. It's awesome. He's also running GMK Sandstorm right now. So awesome set. Just make sure that you go check that out. The discount code does not work on the group buys, but still, if you're there and you're buying a key set and you're planning a board, you're gonna need some lube. So stock up.
Yeah, and then up next we have Dixie Mech. They're currently running GMK 9009 round 3. It's $99 base kit. You can go to mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. Helps us out a little bit. You get some cool stuff. We get some help. He's got the desk mats are pretty sweet too for 9009. The desk mats look pretty nice. Thank you, Metallic Chuck, for the tier 1 gift to Blind Assassin.
There it is. So, and then last but not least, Zap Cables. If you go hit up Zap Cables, it makes some of the best, if not the best, cables in the community. You can have him make them for you, get on these runs. Or you can make one yourself. We made a video with him and he showed us how to make one. And you can check that out if you are curious and you have any questions about that. So check that out. He's also got some awesome desk mats and some really cool stickers. I left my mug at work today. So I don't have all the cool stickers to show off, but It is what it is. But yeah, those are our awesome special offer. Buy a DIY kit and send it to Chewy, and he'll make it for you for free.
So if I buy 100, will that work?
All right, guys. It's been a nice stream.
John just said no limit on that one. Maybe if that happens, we can have another long day of making cables, and we'll just stream the whole thing. We'll do like a 12-hour cable building stream.
All day.
Every time we finish one, we have to go air horn. Ba, 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 ba.
First person to make an air horn emote, it gets in on the channel.
We have an open slot.
We have an open air horn. We have an open slot for the air horns. Send it in the Discord. Welcome to Cables on Deck, man. Zap on deck, Mechs on Zap. I think our like group message that we talk in is called Mechs on Zap. Anyway, as awesome as Zap is, enough about Zap. On to BlindAssassin. You may know him from a name at the top of a group buy called Night Runner that hit MOQ in the midst of an intense gauntlet of GMK group buys. Hit MOQ. Super happy about that. That was super fortunate. I blew up your Discord the second it hit MOQ. He's also a fabulous designer of multiple keyboards. We'll get into that more later. And then as well as, is it not Night Runner? I had it up.
Nightshade.
Nightshade, thank you. Nightshade, which just hit IC. Definitely an awesome set.
Watching it.
Hey, I'm wearing purple too. And Eric's entire apartment is purple, so
the background.
So, but yeah, welcome.
How you doing?
Good.
So we're gonna start with some fast four. These are just quick questions. A lot of people like to know, and a lot of people enjoy asking these questions. So we might as well ask them for you. Favorite switches?
Else, it's currently for T1s, and for clickies, it's either clicky black Space Invaders or Beam Spring.
There you go. What was the linear one? I think it cut out a little bit.
Linears.
There it is. It didn't cut out. He muted himself.
There's just no linear switch that he likes.
Exactly.
T1 fan.
So, top boards.
Can I guess them? SP111.
How did you know? I don't really rank boards. I just but I think
so. It's cutting out. Can maybe look at your settings one more time because I heard about 3 words.
Yeah, it's cutting out just a hair.
Not yet. My apologies. Because I am the audio curse of this entire channel.
yes, it's reading my voice.
It's coming through there. Nope. Lips moving. Maybe check there's like I can't remember the name of the setting.
You could just do push to talk as well and force it through.
Does this work?
Yes.
So far.
I just pushed my input sensitivity down to -76.
Hey.
Whatever
it's
works.
Working.
So, okay. I guess it was being weird.
Yeah. Sometimes Discord is weird. Sometimes it'll like mess up. Like right now, it's having issues with video where it'll like flip us down to like 15 frames per second, and sometimes it'll just like randomly flicker. So
Yes, it is kind of trash.
It is. We work with what we've got. Skype is. I just don't like Skype.
it's true. Skype kind of sucks.
Yeah, what did you actually hear?
You said I just like what I like, and I don't know if you were talking about boards or quoting rap songs. I don't.
No, boards that I like. Think of anything right this second.
Oof.
Man.
Think of anything.
I don't know if that just means you're super easy to please and you like everything, or you just like hate everything just a little bit.
One probably.
Yeah, you can say the OSA, even though you don't have it yet.
That board doesn't exist. All right, it's gonna get delayed for the next 6 years.
Not that one. One creative mind.
So, and then what is it? We got key sets. So you can't say Night Runner and you can't say Nightshade. So, what are your favorite key sets?
I'm out.
Yep. I don't. Still cutting out some.
That's irritating.
I'm sorry, man. We've all been there.
Here, if it's the connection to one of y'all.
Switch the server location. Let's go to Chicago real quick. Take a trip.
On our favorite rocket ship.
Okay. Is it doing good now?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Moto, and then that's for, I guess, for sets that are out, it's mostly Moto. And then because most of the sets I want are about to come out, like Bingsu, Dracula. What's the rest of them? I have a long list of things and I can't remember. Oh, Phosphorus.
There you go. Some solid sets. Dracula coming to Dixie Mech next month.
October. Consider using our code to help us out a little bit. Your favorite foods. This is a little departure from keyboards to food.
I kind of like everything. I didn't get this big by not liking everything.
Flex!
Burly boys!
Dude, we out here, man.
I kind of like everything. I'm not really picky.
What do you hate? What's the one thing that you're like, nope?
Eggplant.
There it is.
All right.
One thing I will not eat.
Hey.
Which is also actually a nightshade, if you didn't know that, but yeah.
There you go. Hey, you just like what you like.
Yeah.
So, Night Runner, cool concept, kind of has the superhero vibe to it, with hints of Batman. If I'm taking, once the artist releases the art into the world, it's free to be interpreted however you please. So I kind of took it as a Batman-y vibe, like 90s, like just a really cool. It's got that cool artwork that you've put up and stuff like that. So how was designing Night Runner, and this kind of, it's a very interesting set in that there's a lot of saturated colors, and then you just have this like highlighter yellow. So how was designing that set, and where did the inspiration come from?
It was fun designing it. I enjoyed it. The inspiration originally started from a render in the interest check for GMK Dark. There was a render with like terminal alphas, and it made me they were wrong colors because it was that weird new website at the time. And it made me think about maybe doing like a brighter version of like Terminal. And that's where it originally started off as, but I wanted it to be slightly different. And then eventually landed upon the purple blue for the mods. And then for everything else, like the desk mat, I was basically just Googling everything and trying to find inspiration. And I had an image that I really liked that I sent to one creative mind, and he just went for it. We were constantly going back and forth trying to make it perfect, and it came out amazing.
When you were
Nice.
designing it, were you like when it went to buy, were you surprised at how well the novelties did? Because I feel like when I was looking at the buy as it progressed, I was like, holy crap, the novelties hit MOQ first.
Yeah, that was the first thing that hit MOQ, which was the crazy part. In the end, we sold way more than I ever expected. It's same with desk mats. We sold well over 200 desk mats, and I did not know that was going to happen. I thought, oh, we'll maybe sell 50 total. But yeah, I was not prepared for how well it did.
They definitely look mighty nice. I feel like there's a lot of
Yeah,
people
let
who just
me-
bought novelties just to have because they looked so good.
Yeah, if you guys are curious, Night Runner, I just posted the link to the website, the key company. So we've talked with a lot of people who've run through Dixie and Novel Keys and Canon Keys. We have not had anyone with the key.co, which is they're definitely a respectable company, but not kind of they're not as well known. They're a little bit smaller in the not manufacturer, but the what's the word I'm looking for?
Group by
Group by runners and vendors. Thank you. So how was working with the key.co?
It's pretty good. I mean, I've been working with him since Nexus in early 2018, and I've just been working with him since then. So it's kind of just I know him pretty well. So it's kind of just like I know who I was going to run it with before I even did the set.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
it's pretty.
So and then yeah, it's been a long time since I looked at this. I unfortunately just did not have the cash flow to partake in anything really in August. But I mean, it looks great because you've done what a lot of sets, I think, and I can kind of see where maybe you took some from Moto, where I'm liking more and more the dark alphas. We're seeing, because the kind of, not to hate on anybody, but there is that kind of, all right, well, if you want a set to do great, make it white and a light or a very, very dark gray and throw some accent colors in there. And this is definitely not that.
Yeah, this was not that at all.
So, plus you went with the dark alphas and lighter, in theory, lighter mods. So.
Yeah, which I like. It's a lot different than what most people do. Instead of doing it, the mods being the accent.
Yeah, and you have managed to avoid every one of my least favorite keys. This render does not show 7U Alt and Control, but I imagine that you did not use an Alt GR. Therefore, I thank you for that one. So
Yeah, and I always like people use full icon mods instead of the standard icon mods. Just look so much nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Clean. Plus, you can get a little creative. So, and then I guess if people in and out of the Discord, I know you were a little worried that it was going to hit base, but you kind of smashed through base kits. Did you expect to go that much further past base, or did you? I mean, obviously the novelties were a big surprise, but I know you were worried there for a little bit. But I mean, looking at these numbers, you managed to do excellent.
Yeah, for sales, for a while I was thinking we're just gonna hit MOQ and that's it, because we didn't hit MOQ until I think like the last 6 days, and then the last 6 days, orders just shot up like crazy.
Yeah. I guess you could also, I mean, we haven't really talked about this, but there is that thought of like, if you don't get in on a group buy until it hits MOQ, and then once it does, you're like, okay, then I can actually part ways with this cash. You know, because some people might go, oh, I might want to spend money.
Mhm.
I don't know if this is going to hit MOQ, so I'm not going to buy it yet because I don't want to just be sitting without $150 for the next few weeks. So,
Yeah, that mentality does hurt sets, but it's
Mhm.
completely reasonable.
Mhm.
So
I'm
can't
sure.
really fault people for that.
I'm sure, especially like if you think back to like the old mass drop days when it was like everything that they listed had like tiers, and it was like people could claim that they wanted something, and it would show like on a timeline thing where it'd be like, oh, we need 5 more people to get to this price point. We need 50 more people to get to this price point. And I feel like people still do have the same mentality as they did back then of like, let me just wait until I know it's either going to hit MOQ or it's going to hit that next price point to get in, because they're worried that it won't hit, which to me it's like we're in a time where just about everything hits, and it's not like your money's gone if it doesn't hit. Like the vendor's going to give you the money back. Like
But and I could see, you know, if you're looking at, you know, something like August or April, these A months that run 19 sets at the same time, if you're going, I can only buy one, I really want this one, but I'm going to wait until the last second because if I find out this one doesn't hit, I don't want to miss something else. So
That's fair. Yeah.
but I, you know, I was very happy to see that this set, because this is different. I think you've managed to definitely capture something that is far. And I even got to see some. We both did. We met you in person at the Houston meetup, and got to see some of the caps, the samples, and they looked good. Like they looked good.
Yeah, they nailed it perfectly. Because we
So
got those, I think, like the week before we launched the group buy, and it was just like, okay, we're good to go now.
Mhm. And well, what's great too is now that you're like, okay, samples are done. Like there's you know that you're just like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, I'm now just
Like
waiting.
so what is it like getting getting the samples before? I know that's something that not very many designers do. They typically will wait until after everything's done and then they start the color sampling process. So how did that kind of work out to where you were getting them before?
Usually, I've heard it's mostly the vendors that have like an established relationship with GMK. GMK will actually be willing to send samples before a payment is actually received. Because I know Dixie gets it all the time as well. It's just you have that relationship, so they're willing to actually help you beforehand in order to actually get there. So it was really nice because we wanted to make sure the yellow was actually possible to make in plastic. Yeah, because it was amazing.
They are. Like I remember seeing them at the Houston meetup, and I was talking to you, and I was like, "Dude, I really got to consider this because this is like, it was spot on. Like the yellow is spot on with the renders. It's a very saturated color. It's super bright. And the legends too, I think will come out really really well if they can match that yellow on the alphas. It's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
So, and then on top of that, it's so hard. That harsh of a color is hard to get, and it's hard to get right. And so, like I said, if any of you guys got in on, if you guys got in on Night Runner, like get excited and get piped, pumped and hyped at the same time. Get piped, guys, because like you're gonna get an awesome set. And good thing is, you know, you're only looking at, you're going to have a rare set. Because there's, I mean, at the end of the day, like, yeah, it hit MOQ and it may not have sold 9,000 sets, but you're going to have a rare one. And they're going to be, I have a feeling this is going to be one that's going to be sought out. People are going to see it in person and go, oh, crap, I missed this.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were hesitant because of the colors, but once they see it, they're going to probably want it more.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I feel like every the Key.Company set as of late has had that like DMG, like GMK DMG. I feel like a lot of people now are like, man, I really want that. I really wish I got in on it. And it's like, this is a set that almost didn't happen. Like it literally almost didn't happen. And now people are like going crazy for it on Reddit.
I want to say, what's it called? Krelbit like helped save that set.
Yeah, I remember seeing that he made a post that he helped buy it to MOQ at some point.
So, but moving on, because I mean, let's be real, Night Run, that's old news now. I mean, that's back burner stuff. All right, Night Runner is so August of 2019. We're moving on to Nightshade. So Nightshade, I'm going to post the link here. So if you guys haven't seen this yet, definitely go check it out. Definitely go. Is there a form to fill out or something?
Yes, it's at the bottom of the post.
Yeah, be sure to hit that form. Let our homie know what you think. But yeah, this is first by the way. We talked about this a lot during the Keycap Designer Month. If you want to know how a interest check should be done, look no further, because this is a great, lots of information, great pictures, great renders. Are the caps by I know Metallic Charles did some boards. Is everything by Metallic Charles?
Yes, every render is by Metallic Charles.
So shout out to Metallic Charles. He's in the chat. He is our awesome Twitch mod. He has gotten into the render game, did some awesome renders for this. And I like this a lot. It does remind me a lot of like, it has that Moto kind of feel to it, where it's like kind of lighter or darker gray colors with some accents. But I know Mr. Purple over here is probably way more pumped about this than I am.
I definitely am. I like it a lot. I think it's like a more like, I don't want to say like muted. It's like a more desaturated purple. It's not super bright. It's like, it's subtle and it's really, really nice. And I think it's going to look really good. I think we've had, if you go back to some sets before that tried to do the purple on dark base, like Violet Tendencies, where it came out where you basically couldn't see anything. This isn't going to do that. This is going to be, there's a lot more separation between the purple and the dark. So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. Did y'all like my little short story that I wrote?
I have not read the short story, but I read the last. Man, life, it's busy.
It took me a week to read that. So
there you go. I read the last. I can give an intro.
Sure, you can do it in a voice.
It is night, and the wind blows through the leaves and howls in the distance. The air carries an unnatural chill. Dude, I play D&D, man. I can do voices for days. Maybe at the end, if we can get like...
Ooh, I like that.
All right, here we go. All right. If we can get a $25 donation goal, I will read this in a voice of your choosing.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. So if you didn't
Some
know,
of those proceeds will go to me buying Blind Assassin a drink and reading it to him in person in a crowded room, making him as uncomfortable as possible. And Osiris will be there to record it.
This is true.
Don't do it.
But no,
So
Nightshade, it looks great. I'm not gonna lie, I had plans to put something on my Osa, which is a board that you designed, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I feel like whenever this comes out, it's gonna replace that because that render looks absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Metallic Charles also rendered it in the purple, and it's amazing.
Gosh.
Oh, so good.
OSA and Gray, guess what? There are only 2 of them.
I think there's more than 2. I think there's like 4.
I thought there was only 2.
There's more than 2. But we
I
have
can. Eh.
we have half of them.
Yep.
Those 2.
But yeah, I mean, killer set. It's definitely what I really enjoy is that the dark alphas. I think dark alphas, like once I got Modern Dolch, I was like, okay, dark alphas might be the way to go from now on because, like, you know, I enjoy minimal, I enjoy muted. Camping's still my favorite by far, but Modern Dolch looks so good. Dracula and Firefly look excellent. Nines is gonna. We'll be getting that. I think. We'll probably we might do like an unboxing stream for that. Osiris will.
Oh, cool.
So he's gonna do one. Just let this guy right here unboxing stream. Let's just go ahead and make the date.
No, well, we don't know when it's.
We'll do so. We might do it on stream or something, like on a Wednesday night or something. We'll talk. But it's a really cool use of the dark alphas, and they look different. They're like 2 different enough grays, but you're also going with blue gray, which I appreciate because
yes, everything is kind of themed like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing is red or like a neutral. It's everything is blue shifted.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool colors.
It's perfect.
So my question is, where is the night going to continue? Is this going to be a trend? Are you going to have, you got Night Runner, now Nightshade? Is there another night? Is there a third to complete the trifecta, the triangle?
Maybe.
When is GMK Dayman coming out? Champion of the Nightman.
I don't know. I might keep it. It wasn't really planned to match because the Nightshade had like 3 different names before Nightshade. I changed it almost every day as Metallic Charles and One Creative Mind now. Yeah, it took me a while to find a name I actually liked for more than like a day. Yeah, it wasn't meant to match. It just kind of accidentally matched.
Honestly, I think that's awesome. I love when sets have almost like have more meaning to them, like hey, have a purpose. It's not like, yeah, these colors look cool, here you go. You know, I like the fact like Mizu and Terra, how it goes with the avatar, how they kind of intertwine with each other. I think it really makes it unique.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I have I think almost all of my sets have the same Pantone 426C, the blackish gray. That's one of my favorite colors. So it kind of goes with every set that I have it planned. So
it's a good one. So this is a question that I really enjoy asking. In the midst, we're about 6 to 8 months into this keycaprenders.com influx of GMK interest checks. So this dibs mentality, this everybody's got to get in and get a GMK interest check, and all that. How is it designing with all these brand new with all of these different sets being released, and trying to avoid, I mean, you've done a fantastic job avoiding looking like anything else. So how is it doing that?
It sucks. It really, really sucks. Because there's a bunch of sets that I have that are scrapped because they were too close to something else. Just because there's like 100 sets in IC, and you You don't want to be the asshole who does the exact same thing because you don't know if they're actually going to run or not. So I don't want to step on their toes and actually put out an IC for something that's basically the same thing. So yeah, it's not fun. But at least with Night Runner, it was so different. There was no chance of it being like close to anything at all. So
Yeah, definitely. I don't even know if there's any set with that electric green yellow.
no, the closest thing is Toxic, and that's a lot more green
Yeah.
and not nearly as bright.
Mm-hmm. And they have that theme across like a lot more, I feel like. Granted, I haven't looked at Toxic in a while, but it's different enough to know that I know it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like maybe
But-
you could say Waves is also a highlighter, but that's like green highlighter, yellow highlighter. These
Yeah.
are not the same.
Yeah, they are not close.
So
Yeah. Now there's a set I have an idea of maybe doing, but I don't know. It's close to something else, which kind of sucks, but I don't know. I might run it, I might not. We'll find out. Might
We'll
post
see.
it, take it down because everyone flames me. We'll find out.
we do live in a dibs mentality in our community, which we've talked about before, but it's strange that it's like, hey, you took my idea, but it's colors and
No one legally owns any of the colorways.
yeah.
So you can't, but it's just the community decides to go up in arms mostly.
Yeah.
Well, and like if you come out and release a set that's like a direct copy of something that's already made, then that's one thing. But if you come out and release a set that's like similar to something else that's in IC that hasn't been touched in like 3 months or 6 months, it's like, what do you expect? This person's obviously not doing anything with it. Do they just get to claim this color and just sit there on it? Like,
Yeah, that's where it's hard because you have to personally define a period of, okay, well, when is it actually okay to make my set public when it looks like something else that's been dead for a year?
Mm-hmm.
Because even if there's sets that are a month old that are dead, but you have no way of knowing that because they could be working in the background. But makes it a very tough time.
Yep. I think mentally, I'll give her a shout out. She kind of described it best. Where it's like, if you just make it yours, you're good. Like, as you know, if you put enough of a different spin behind it, then people will support, because there's always going to be someone. I mean, look at Mizu. People were trying to say, Mizu had a similar look of Olivia, where it's like, okay, well, no, and you're wrong, but okay, you're welcome to feel how you want to feel, but
if you put it into Photoshop and you color grade it exactly like this, it's Olivia.
Yeah, Night Runner is just dark Olivia.
Yeah, dude.
Listen, every single set I've ever seen, if I just put a black and white filter on, is just GMK. Not minimal, but the
Ashes or achromatic.
It's the other one? Monochrome.
Monochrome, yeah.
Yeah, monochrome. Every set looks like monochrome. Let's be real, guys. It's not sugar but
Oh man.
But let's move on to some boards.
So boards. So
boards.
You've designed a few boards. What was your first board that you designed?
My first board was Molly. That was the first board I ever did.
I don't even remember the Molly.
Yeah, I'm like sitting here. I'm like, I don't remember that.
Looking up the Molly.
The modern version.
Oh, heck yeah! I even typed on this.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, this doesn't exist yet. Well, one does for you, but
yeah, I've had both protos, but yeah, I designed it early last year. It's just other things have taken priority. So
I remember Top Clack talking about this. a long time ago.
long time ago.
Yeah, it's definitely like a really cool board. It was funny because so we both, Chewy and I tried this out at the Houston meetup a couple weeks ago, about a month ago now, actually. And it was funny because we were like, why is there no spacebar stabilizer? And it's like, oh, yeah, there's no PCB. There's nothing to attach the stabilizer to.
Yep.
But the board, it looks awesome, and it's a really cool layout. The numpad, 60% plus numpad is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, it's a really nice board. I spent quite a while designing that thing.
That's an awesome one.
What made you design that layout? Like, what? How did you come up with that?
It was actually Jason at the Key Company. I was at the time I was doing Nexus, and he approached me and said, "Hey, I have an idea for a board. Would you be interested in designing the case for it?" And then I agreed to it because I was like, might as well. This could lead to something. And then he sent me a MON10A that was actually used at the University of Houston. It still has a sticker on there. And I modeled based off of the original case and the layout he gave me. So it's basically the original MO110A is a 60% plus numpad, but the 60% portion is a quarter unit short. So it's 14.75 units instead of 15. So we had to adjust it a little bit to actually work with keycaps.
I was about to say, everyone would hate you if you didn't adjust that because it would be the hardest keyboard to support.
You just have to cut off a quarter unit of one of your keycaps, and oh well.
Tough. Yeah, you could shave. You could shave down the space bar.
The original space bar, I think, was actually 7U. They took up almost the entire bottom row.
I'm looking for that 15U space bar, man. Just give me 15 switches, all at 100 grams.
Okay. He wants to break his keyboards in half.
I want to have the most ripped thumbs ever. and you bet I would be flipping that space bar too.
Flip space bar is best.
It really is. Flip spacebar is best spacebar. But on from that, you designed the OSA, which is something that both Chewy and I are in on. What was that like? Because I know when Chewy and I kind of joined that buy, it was still in the design phases. What was it like going from original Alice to open source Alice?
It was interesting because the original plan was someone else was going to run it, and then I decided to help them out just because it make life a lot easier. And then I looked at the files, and I just kind of edited from there, just slowly editing, asking everyone who was in the buy at the time, do y'all like these changes, everything like that, and just kind of getting feedback, going step by step. So it was more me at the helm and everyone kind of getting their own say, and if they liked it or not.
It was like straw polls every like 15 minutes.
Yes, that is the meme now, is a poll. Anything is said, we need a poll for it.
Oh, straw poll A. That's what it should just be called. Oh, straw poll, Alice. Oh, another straw poll. All right, sorry. Done. But so you've done boards where you've just kind of designed them by yourself versus kind of crowdsourcing. Maybe some pros and cons to each.
Cons is people don't answer very fast. And everyone has different tastes. As all of my straw polls told you, it did not go very well. Everyone wanted something different, so I just did majority rule, or I just did the executive decision. So
I feel like that's my thought process when, like, for a lot of things, it's like just do what you want. Like, stop asking people. Just do what you want, because if you let everyone decide for you, then sometimes it doesn't come out as well as it would if you were just like, nope, we're doing this.
Yeah, well, the original thing was I wasn't actually going to get one for the longest time. I was kind of on the fence, and then I kind of decided like right before payment. I was like, I'll go ahead and get one. But yeah,
There you
for most
go.
of the time, it was just that's why I was doing it for what people wanted, just because I wasn't sure if I wanted it yet.
Yeah.
It's good. It's too cool to pass up.
Yeah, it is.
Plus, we already have the proto, that box.
That was probably my favorite thing at the meetup, was just the the cardboard box of Osa.
Yeah, he messaged me the night before saying, "Hey, do you have any drawings that I of the OSA that I could have real quick?" I was like, "Sure." So I just sent him everything 1-to-1, and he cut it out.
There you go. Easy peasy. So, the other thing which I will talk about is outside of the OSA. If you don't know, by the way, um, obviously he's done designs for lots of people, but he has done a design for myself. He's turned a very crude notepad drawing.
Yeah,
That was bad.
was definitely a thing.
It was hey, but you know what? We got there. All right, we got there. But basically, I've
did.
designed a board. This the catalyst started after owning the TX60 for a while and talking with Osiris. I think he sent me a text of the original picture.
It
So
was
I was like,
worse.
yeah, I think I'm gonna. It was like November of last year, and I was like, I think I'm gonna design a board eventually. Like, and it was different back then. It's definitely evolved based off of my tastes, but um, I'll shout out 001 Anthony because I was trying to make some of these decisions before approaching BlindAssassin about it, and was just like, yeah, I want to do this. And he was just like, just make a board for you because there's a very good chance that a lot of other people like exactly what you like. So don't listen to other people. Just make a board that you want, and other people will like it.
That's
And so that's what
how almost all the boards I've done are. I just kind of made what I wanted, and people like it. So
Mm-hmm. So, but the Baka, it's a 60%. When it's really nothing special, it's got a cool little side profile that if I can put my name on anything, is just making that little weird cutout and drawing it terribly, and then him being like, "Oh, you mean this masterpiece?" So, but it was fun working together on that.
that was always fun. I like being able to take someone's idea and make it a reality. It's always fun because you never have the expectation of what it's actually going to look like. You're just like, I have this crappy drawing that I made like 2 minutes ago. Like, it might work. And then you actually see the model and you're like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're me and then I'm like, hey, I have this idea to do this, this, and this. Is this going to be really expensive? And you're like, it's going to be very expensive.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, never mind.
I was like, oh, all right.
Nope. Sorry for wasting 4 minutes of your time.
Probably not worth it. But no, what was it like, the process of designing the board with Chewy? And talk crap about him. I know he's here.
You can.
But he can take it. He's a big boy.
Ears.
The hardest part was the drawing. Having to interpret the drawing to figure out what he was actually wanting was pretty hard. Especially because the first picture, the scoops were in the wrong location in 2 different views. I couldn't tell what he was actually going for. There's 2 different boards in the same paper. That was the only hard part. Other than that, it was pretty smooth. every time I did a little change, it'd be like, okay, look good. Yep. Okay. Continue. And then that was basically it. Wasn't too bad. He's very easy to work with.
He's a kind of chill dude.
Yes.
I do what I can. I'm easy to please and I'm non-confrontational. So I'll usually just be like, oh, whatever, sure, we'll do this. And then I just won't talk to you for 2 days and then I'll get over it.
That's exactly his personality.
So, but it's a, it's, I encourage people, if you've been in the community for a while and you've owned multiple boards and gotten to type on even more, you're going to know what you like. And that's exactly, I kind of started my conversation with Blind Assassin with like, I know exactly what I want and I'm building this. And the design was really just to make it not look like a tofu or a direct copy of the TX60 because it's heavily inspired by my favorite board, which is the TX60. But trying to eliminate the problems that I have with the TX60 and putting it all in one. So it was a fun process, and I cannot thank you enough that I was able to achieve that. And then also shout out to, I don't know, Metallic Charles, if you're still in the chat, but
you popped
he
his
asked me-
render. You popped
he
his
did.
render
He
cherry.
was like, "Hey, do you have the files?" And I was like, "I mean, I'll talk to him because there's details and all that, and I don't want something. Blind Assassin was very generous to. I remember sending him be like, "Hey, dude, there's this dude who's like real chill. Like, I promise he won't take your stuff, even though you've only met me once and talked to me for a little bit, but he won't take your stuff, and he's cool." And it worked out.
It did. It did.
But he rendered me up some cool looking renders of the Baka 60, and the rest is history.
But I think there's one more board that we have to talk about that you have the box so so cleverly placed behind you.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Huh? There's something over there?
I think so. It's
A picture of a car and then 3 other pictures of a car.
But no, I will say this is a board. This is a board that surprised me a lot at the Houston meetup, and that's the candy bar.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about that.
1 second.
Unplugs entire computer.
No, luckily my computer's close enough that my headphones do not unplug. Then again, the AKG cord is like 12 feet long. So,
dude, same with these. Good lord,
Mine is
this wraps around.
wires.
Endless.
The wires.
Endless. Oof, there it is. It's beautiful, man.
It's really freaking cool. Like,
are you gonna take that to the Austin meetup?
yes, this Molly, the SP111, my Topre board.
OSA.
If those come in time, I'll have a shit ton of them.
Here's 14 of the same board. 13 of them are not even built yet.
I still think it would be awesome to have a board where, like, have a buy where all of the boards are built like in a row at a meetup. Like, I just think that picture would be sick.
But yeah, back to the candy bar, I guess.
Yeah.
What was the question? I already forgot.
Just like, can you tell us about how, like, what that was like designing that? Because it's unique in the fact that it's like both righty and lefty capable.
Yeah, that took a long time to actually make it so it was compatible with both left and right. That was countless hours trying to figure out, okay, where can I put standoffs that could work with both, because the switches are in such different locations that if you tried to put them all in one spot for one, you put the other PCB in there, it's impossible because it's in the middle of switches. It was a pain until I got to the point where I was like, okay, I can get, I think it was like 5 of them I can keep fixed 3 of them, I have 2 locations. We can just put removable standoffs in those locations, and you just move it depending on what layout you're going with. That took forever to figure out, but that board was originally Jason's idea, and then I just kind of went with it and made that case because he didn't really have an idea of what he wanted. It was just like, I have an idea for a layout. You got a case idea, and then we have the candy bar.
It's
Boom.
it's pretty freaking sweet looking. Like, and again, I don't know what his deal is with like 60%, or in this case, basically a 40%, and numpad.
He likes numpads just like me. Because I don't think he's done a board that does not involve numpad, like the TKC 1800 numpad, Molly numpad, candy bar numpad, the SP 111 mine, but numpad.
Drifting Bunny says, Numpad gang.
Numpads are life. Especially as an engineer, I kind of have no choice. So, yeah, candy bar was fun. And it took a long time because that was before like ARM chips for the microcontroller was really popular. The only other thing was the plank, and it was interesting. That took a couple months to design because I had to try to learn how to work with ARM, and it's not easy.
I wouldn't even. I can barely work QMK.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't even know.
QMK as well.
Sometimes
I can do everything else but that.
Sometimes when I see what people can do in QMK and what they can program, I'm just like, I don't even want to try to figure that out. Like,
It's like,
I got a hard enough time trying to reroute freaking the LED lights to turn on correctly when I press buttons.
Yeah, I can design way better than I can code.
So, but, and then I guess we have someone, Opeak is asking about the SP111, because that is a very unique board.
It is. Yeah, that was an interesting project. It never was meant to be a thing. The original plan was I saw I think it was the Lumina with one of the prototypes with the Corian, and I was like, I have to have that. So I originally designed it to be actually made in Corian, and it split because you could only buy Corian samples in 10-inch by 10-inch pieces. And you can't fit a full size on a 10-inch wide piece of material. So that was the original reason it was actually split. And then it just kind of evolved from there after I realized Corian was probably a dumb idea because it's way too brittle for what I was needing. And yeah, it evolved into what it is now. It's beautiful stuff.
It is.
Do you have
the layout?
Is it on your desk?
It's in that box.
Ah.
So it'd take a couple minutes to take out. It's in there.
It's multiple moving pieces.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, originally the reason for the layout is because I wanted a southpaw because I want to be able to use a numpad and my mouse at the same time. As for things like SolidWorks, you need to be able to enter dimensions while you have your mouse drawing the line. So it just makes it easier instead of having to move your hand from the mouse to the numpad every time you have to draw something. It makes life a whole lot easier.
Can you show the Opeak's asking, can you show the SP111? Maybe if you send me a picture, Blind Assassin, I can post it. But I know it's.
Don't you have pictures for the meetup?
That's maybe.
Hopefully, if not, I can make an attempt because I don't have any pictures of it myself.
It's been a minute since I got those pictures out.
Yeah, we played around with it a little bit. It's pretty cool. I think split keyboards kind of have they're like a niche that hasn't really been played with. I know a lot of like there's like the Let's Split and Kendo recently, some of the Mistel like production boards, but this one, it looks pretty freaking sweet, and the prototype that you have is awesome.
Yeah, we have 3 prototypes, and they're all pretty cool. They're all the exact same, but they're cool.
Yeah, I do have it
Ooh, cool.
in Imgur. I need to see if it's in my Imgur link. But
Any ideas on when you're gonna have that running?
After Molly. So it might be in time for the end of the year, depending. We'll see. It would be awesome if it could launch on my birthday, but the Molly's going to be running, I think, at that point. So I can't do that. But maybe end of November, December timeline, maybe.
The
Think about that.
holiday time.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a board you should look at because it's pretty
Pretty different.
unique. Yeah, it's a very unique. Let's see if I can.
sorry. Oh, Peak, I've got a picture coming. It's just taking a second.
Here's one to send you over. This is a render. It's not the actual board, but there's Night Runner on that from the Key Company's Instagram.
That's true. There were the renders.
So, and then there's a couple other pictures on his Instagram.
Got the picture in.
There you go. And then there's the bonus because you had the Night Runner samples on the SP-111.
So,
and then
yeah,
the Molly, the top of the picture.
Yep.
And Gatoron.
Gatoron, who's actually right here.
Boom. Gatoron.
He's my desk buddy.
It's the mascot of the keyboard community.
You know, I have desk buddies, but not really keyboard related. They're me related. I've actually got 3 Chewies. I've got a little. Look at that. Boom. Desk fun.
I don't have any desk fun. I have an artisan of Osiris.
Boom. There it is. So, guys in chat, if you have any more questions, hit it up. Throw it in the chat now. If you have any more questions for BlindAssassin, while we've got them. So I'll tell one of myself. This was originally supposed to be somebody else, but I screwed up we discussed a date with someone and never actually put a hard date on it. So when I hit him up and I was like, all right, man, be ready Wednesday. He was like, what are you talking about? And BlindAssassin heard the call of the Night Runner.
It worked out well with the release of
it worked out great.
Nightshade.
And it did, yeah. It kind of coincided nicely.
Yeah, I was trying to rush to get that out because I was constantly talking to Metallic Charles, like, hey, you got him done yet? You got him done yet?
I'm sure Charles is like, I'm trying to like change my new baby's diaper. Like, chill, dude.
Just a little bit.
Talk to BlindAssassin about commissioning the Austin.
Really? Did not know that. ...
So,
any questions?
Well, I think we'll wrap it up with our final 2.
Okay.
So, Cyrus, if you want to go first.
Sure. So, this is a deep question. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about the keyboard community this time?
Favorite is it's a nice way to have like freedom of expression of like what you like, and being able to share that with others. That's what I like most. What I don't like is probably most is like flippers, because they're driving the community to a place that I don't want to see it go, because it was never meant to go that route. Because I've been in the community since like 2011. Back then, this wasn't at all how it was planned. It was just kind of like, I mean, the GH60 was still an IC at that point. It was just a kind of like, we have an idea, want to share with others. Now it's kind of just everyone's taking people's ideas and trying to profit off of it, even though they had nothing to do with it. They just want to make money off of others' work, just because there happens to be some demand, or it's even artificial demand in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
So,
good answer. Last question: The Office or Parks and Rec?
Parks and Rec.
Hold on, you got to get Ron Burgundy, or not Ron Swanson out.
Ron
Boom.
Swanson.
Ron Burgundy, yes. Definitely.
Ron Burgundy. I mean, they kind of look similar. Like, let's be honest.
do.
If I covered his body, and
Yes.
this just looks like an angry Ron Burgundy.
No, when I was at my internship, I was still in college. Me and all my roommates watched every single episode every night.
Every single
We
episode, every single night. It was insane.
Well, I mean,
14 hours of Parks and Rec.
we watched episodes every night for the 3 months we were all there, and we finished the entire show, start to finish.
There you go.
You know, I'm gonna call out Dave here, or Chewy here, for a second, because we were at the hotel in Houston, and he's like, he's like, man, let's just go back to the hotel room for a little bit. Let's kind of chill before we go out to dinner and then go out. And he's like, yeah, let's just put something on. I'm like, oh, what do you want to put on? The Office.
I put on The Office. It was in my bi-yearly
The Office
rewatch of the entire series.
I mean, it's fine.
I watch both. I watch both.
Rec.
I watch both all the way through twice a year.
Damn.
So it's literally because what will happen is I'll watch The Office, and then once I'm done with The Office, I'll be like, it's time to watch Parks and Rec. I'll watch all the Parks and Rec, and then I'll go find a new show for a while, and then it's like something random will happen. I'll be like, I'll go watch a YouTube video of something from The Office, and I'll be like, it's time to start watching The Office again.
I can't do that. I watch something once, and it may take like a decade to watch it again.
Oof.
Because I can remember it too well, so it's ruined. I can't enjoy it because I know it's gonna happen. So I don't even get enjoyment from rewatching stuff as much.
I feel you on that. On certain things, some I can just put, because a lot of times it honestly is just like background noise. It's like I need something there. But like some movies are great to watch over and over and over, in my opinion. But some I'm just like, nope, don't care. Yeah. So, well, as always, thank you. Quick shout out again to our sponsors, switchmod.net. You can do switchmod.net/Mechs on Deck for 4% off any of your lube or spring needs, and check out GMK Sandstorm.
Yeah, and then we have Dixie Mech. You can go to mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. Helps us out a little bit. You can pick up GMK 9009, some desk mats, some clothing. You can pick up some stuff there. You can get some stickers. Lots of cool stuff over there. So check that out and use our code because it helps us out.
Yep. And last but not least, Zap Cables, one of the best cable makers in the game. You can go over there and check him out. We often run. We just did the bumper giveaway. We don't really have a discount code, but we do run. We run cable giveaways from time to time as well. And just like we said, we just gave away the bumper. Gio, if you're in chat, congrats again. But yeah, he's got awesome cables. He does custom cables and runs. So if you can get in on one of those, he makes amazing cables. If you can't wait, you can also build your own cables. Apparently, I was signed up to make like 900 of them. So I won't be on stream for like 6 weeks.
No, we're just gonna do. You know how Nathan has done his like subathons. We're just gonna do one cable-a-thon. It'll be a 24-hour cable making stream.
It'll continue to push the end every day. So
there you go. That would actually okay. I need to like hit up John for this. Like, you should send us enough, and we'll just sit there and make cables for 24 hours and give every single one away.
God.
That would be. I feel like that would be a lot, especially if it was two of
Oh,
us.
look at that! Hired. Boom.
Hired?
Look at that idea. That. Thank you. Like, look at that idea. Boom. Right there.
Know you. You're probably gonna be dead now, but oh well.
So, but thanks again, Blind Assassin.
No problem.
Guys, I'll let you plug whatever you would like.
Buy my stuff. I mean, I have key sets. I also have keyboards that are going to be coming out. I'm not going to say what they are, but there's other things in the pipe for the future. So I guess I might be more active on Instagram. I've only done it like a little bit, but post there, post on GeekHack. I'm pretty active on the Key Company Discord server. Yeah. If you ever have a question or if you want to get a commission, yeah, just message me.
He does
There you
great
go.
work. Great work.
He does amazing work.
He's a pretty okay guy to work with too. Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, that- okay,
He just makes dreams come true. Like, no big deal.
that's it. Yeah.
That's what you should make a website. It's just Blind Assassin. I'll make your dreams become a reality.
I have not been letting dreams become memes for 4 years. So, well, let's go ahead and hit up our favorite raid location. Thanks again, guys. Gonna be raiding I am me, you are you. He's a fun dude.
Cool guy.
So, let's see. Are we ready to raid?
All my stuff will be at the Austin meetup
Yeah.
if you're.
Come to
Yeah, how about
Austin.
that?
Next
Come to Austin. We got.
Saturday.
I was thinking about it this week, but no, it's next because we will have another stream between them. But yeah, go say hi to Blind. Go. This is what you need to do. Go up to him, do this, and then yell "Blind Assassin," and then don't
Just
say how you know them or anything.
Yeah, if
like
you have a
that.
name tag, just take it off. Don't let
Just
me know.
take
who
it
you are.
off. Hide exactly who you are, and like just do everything you can to avoid do everything you can to make it as awkward as possible.
Hey, this is gonna be a fun meet.
But no,
So,
it's next Saturday. Starts at 4 p.m. 28th at the Google Fiber Space, I think is what it's called.
It's a different place.
Oh, it's a different place. Not there.
Spiceworks, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
there you
Well,
Unless
Come
I'm
on.
wrong and I went to the wrong place.
I have no
go.
idea. I'm just gonna show up. We're gonna be there. Blind Assassin's gonna
there.
be there. It's gonna be a good time.
So,
The
I'll have a
best
good-
3-person meet ever.
Hell
so,
yeah.
all right, guys. Well, it auto rated.
Yeah,
Rip.
it did.
Oh well.